Hi Savya, hi Manali. Wishing you all a very happy new year. So I welcome you all for this special session. Today we have a very passionate mother who's going to share her breastfeeding journey as well as her breast donation journey with us. So let's welcome Disha Batra, who's going to be sharing her very special journey with us. So I'm just
Hi.
Hi Disha, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
Great. First, wishing you a very happy new year and
Same to
thank you
you.
so much for your time. I'm so excited about this session. Ever
Yeah.
since we've spoken, it's just so exciting to know because we read all of this in the books, but there are very less women who opt for it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much because I am personally so inspired by your journey because as a new mom, generally like bringing up a small child becomes so like daunting that any extra task seems like an uphill task. So
Absolutely.
doing doing
Very true. Yes.
yeah, so doing anything extra at that point seems so difficult. So, it's so lovely to know that, you've been donating milk for the
Yeah.
benefit of others and you also fed your own child at the same time.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's just amazing. So why don't you walk us through your journey? Like, how did it start for you?
Well, honestly, I didn't even know that something like this existed, let alone I had plans to do this, frankly. The awareness about breast milk donation is so low. And thanks to, people like you, people are getting more and more aware about this, that there is an option. So, of course, breast milk, as a mom, you would know it's so dear to us that, even one drop wasted is like hurtful. So,
Yes.
touchwood, I was blessed with a lot of excess breast milk when I was feeding my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I kept collecting it. And it just kind of stocked up in my freezer for a long time. And one day I just happened to be at my doctor's and I saw some pamphlet lying there, or I saw a board, I don't remember exactly. And it said, donate your breast milk. So you hear of donate blood, you hear of,
Yeah.
donate, but you don't hear of donate breast milk. So that was something I was like, oh, really? This is possible. So I spoke to my pediatrician, and he was the one actually heading the cause that time. And he
Mm-hmm.
still is Dr. Raghuram. So he gave me the details. He walked me through the entire process, and it's actually so easy. Uh, of course, I had to do a blood test just to know that its milk is coming from a healthy mother.
Correct.
That's the first thing I need to check.
Yeah.
So I did a blood test. They made me sign basically, like a paper that this is not something that I'm doing for money, and
Correct.
this milk won't be sold. Basically,
Right.
it's
Right.
going to be given to kids who really children who really need it.
Mm-hmm.
So they made me sign, and then I used to just call the milk bank, and a guy used to come up with this big bag, you know, which had that insulated material so that the milk is frozen in the
Mm-hmm.
tiny. And yeah, that's about it. So that's how I started. I did it for about 2.5 months, or maximum 3 months, till about 5.5 months. I fed my child, and 2 months I got to know about the donation. So yeah, about 3.5 months I donated.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
And so like you said that you were blessed with excess milk. So was it from day one like that you had an oversupply like or
Well,
you
so touch wood. Well, every mother fears that you're not getting enough milk, and I went through
yeah.
my bout,
Yeah.
things like that as well. But touch wood, my baby was very good in getting what she wanted, and more so. So, yeah. So I think day one, actually, probably I had a bit of a struggle. I think any mom would, and my doctor, my lactation consultant at the time of my delivery, had kind of prepared me for it. Takes about 2 days for the normal flow to
Correct.
to take
Yeah.
place. I was prepared. So the first day I gave her a top feed because she just wouldn't sleep and I needed the
Yeah.
rest. But from day 2 till about 40 days, she was just on my breast. I didn't give her top feed at all. So actually, it's very true. The more you feed, the more you make milk.
Yeah.
It's very true. And in my case, it was really true. I used to just keep putting her on my breast to feed. Then after 40 days, of course, I started pumping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that really, I think that really helped me as well. If you have like a pumping schedule sorted, with your feeding schedule,
Mm-hmm.
so it's stimulating your breasts again and again. So once
Right.
you get out, of course, it gets filled up again with milk. So for me, it works, and I ate a lot. I I ate a lot. I still have a lot of baby kgs to go. I think I'm still in that feeding phase. It's been 3 years, but I ate खुले दिल से अच्छी तरह से, and I think that also again helped me a lot.
Yeah, so I think the two key takeaways from this is that first, that you need not worry if things are not as expected in the beginning. That does not mean that you will not get a good supply, and that's the reason why I asked this question, because most of the mothers, they think that they are not producing enough. Where if they just keep, if they're at it, eventually they will be able to even donate. Like that's how much your body
Absolutely.
is capable of making. And second, as you rightly said, happy mothers are the best. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ate out of happiness. You were not worried, because stress is the biggest inhibitor.
definitely.
And
I agree with you. And I used to see that actually in numbers. The day I
yeah,
was stressed about, let's say, if Dia's not feeling well or
yeah,
Dia's something, I used to see my milk supply kind of take a toll. And the
yeah,
day
yeah,
I'm okay, I'm chilling, I've rested, I've eaten what I need to eat, everything. It was great. Like I used to pump
yeah,
out sometimes like 8 to 9 ounces in one go. And I used to
yeah.
be like, what is happening? Like I'm a cow or what's happening? It's just like plop plop come out. And it was a great feeling, frankly, because
And
yeah, I used to just take about 3 to 4, and 4 I could just keep for donation. And it was like a
yeah,
mission in my head that I have to pump a certain amount ताकि दिया को भी मिले, and I have enough to donate as well.
right, right, right. So I think it was all the love flowing from within,
Yeah,
and which you were also able to give to the rest. So that's such a beautiful gesture, and I think
that's
that's where that awareness is required. So how was your entire experience with the breast milk bank? Because as you rightly said, we don't have as much awareness right now. So how was your whole experience with the breast milk bank?
it was fabulous, honestly. It was seamless, fabulous. I used to just call, the guy used to come, used to take it away. I know it was getting processed and used absolutely, like each drop was, it mattered to them more than it would have probably mattered to me, because they used to be so careful with it. There's an entire system of machine, because they have
Right.
to, I think, uh, treat the milk
Pasteurized.
to
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
and there were things they
correct.
had to do.
Yeah,
Not sure terms as much, but
yeah.
it was very, very easy.
Okay. And so, what was this milk used for? Like, what kind of babies were this, milk used for?
So I was told mostly it went to premature babies in
Correct.
hospital, like where
Yeah.
mothers are not able to feed and lactate because it's
Mhm.
premature. So the bodies are not ready. The mother's bodies are not ready to properly lactate as much. So I
Yeah.
think most of it used to go to premature babies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because as like at least that's what we say in our literature, that the first preference is the mother's direct milk, but the second preference is any form of donated milk. And
Yeah.
now we have very good processes to rule out any possibility of any kind of disease being transferred from the donor to the baby. And for a premature, as you rightly said, for a sick child, it is so crucial, because their gut systems, their immune systems are already so weak. So and
Absolutely.
every drop
Absolutely.
counts. uh,
Yeah. Liquid gold. I always say it's liquid
yeah,
gold for a
yeah,
reason. So each drop matters, each ounce matters. So that's what I used to tell other mothers as well. I said, don't think that you're just donating 1 ounce. It
yeah,
matters. It matters to the
yeah.
child, even that 1 ounce. So go
Yes.
for it. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Every spoon counts. Like even if you're giving a spoon, it's as good as a medicine. So, it
Absolutely.
doesn't, it's not all or nothing game. Whatever you
Yeah.
can give, it's going to benefit.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
So, how old was your daughter when you started with, this whole process of donation? Like,
She was 2 months.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you manage it? Like, how were you able to do both? So, were you feeding her directly or you were pumping and feeding? So, how did you manage that bit?
So I used to do both. I used to feed her directly as well at certain times, and most of the time I used to pump as well. So
Mm-hmm.
pumping, of course, I used to take out much more than she would need. So
Mm-hmm.
of course, I used to store a certain amount for her, whatever she needed at that point of time, and the rest I used to just put in these baggies you get for breast milk.
Storing.
They're very easily available by a lot of brands, and I used to
Right.
just up and put it in the freezer. And of course, you have to mark it with the proper date and time, so that
Correct.
because breast milk kind of like just stays for 6 months from the day you've pumped it from your body.
Correct.
Yeah. So I used to just do that and keep storing it.
Okay, and you would just give it to them, and they would. So, as you said, you sign a like a confidential agreement
Like
where.
not a non confidential agreement. It's more like a understanding between the milk bank and me that I'm
Yeah,
donating with my own free will, and
right.
they're not basically.
Yes, yes, because
Yeah,
that is something very, very important. Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody else's awareness, that firstly the donor does it out of their free will, and
Yes.
again these are not freely available. You can't just go to a milk bank and ask for a bottle of milk. It has to be prescribed by a doctor
By doctor.
because yes, because it's very categorically used only for babies for whom it's a must. For sick babies, for premature, as we rightly said.
Yeah,
So
but actually, it's such a strange thing. But because the first time when I did speak about it, a lot of mothers actually messaged me as well that we'll want to buy your breast, because uh, I don't even blame the mothers. I would do anything to get my child what the child needs. And but it was just the notion of buying breast milk, and they were messaging me. You tell us. I was like, no, I don't sell it. I kind
yeah.
of donate it, and you can approach the milk bank if you.
Correct.
And
Correct.
as that it needs to be prescribed by a doctor. If you're going to a legit bank, yes, it needs to be prescribed by a doctor because the doctor will say that you actually need it or you don't. Yeah,
Yes. And also the direct sharing is not allowed because that once, as you said, that milk is go when milk goes to the bank, it is treated so
yeah,
that and it is tested for so many other bacteria and other microbes so that the child does not get sick. So if you are just doing an informal sharing, that will do more harm than good, because the age also matters. Like your child was 2 months old, so it
yes,
was because the content of the milk keeps changing, the composition changes as
yes.
the child.
As the child grows, as you become a even
Yeah,
older mother. Yes.
correct.
Sorry, my daughter wants a lollipop. She's saying, but anyways, she's just around. Yeah, yeah. Okay, please.
We are happy to have her around. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's amazing. So how was what was your family's reaction to the whole process?
Well, the first time when I saw it, the only person I went. Shh. Mama is on work call, please. Okay, so the first. Chocolate, please. Okay, sorry. I don't know where my amma is gone. Just
No problem.
sorry about this.
No
Okay,
problem.
first person I told was my husband, and my husband is amazing. I think the only thing he said, if you can, you have to do it. That's it.
Wow.
He never once said, "The akele kam na ho jaye," and nothing. He just said, if you can, you must. There is no other two ways about it. When I told my mom and when I told my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my sister, everybody was really ecstatic, and they were actually surprised as well that something like this happens.
Yeah.
And the action which I got from my mom was कि लोगों को मत बताओ नजर लगेगी. That's about it. Okay, like, oh my God, here's a lady who's actually donating, breast milk where most mothers struggle for breast
Yeah.
milk. So I think that was her scare, ki nazar lag jayegi, you won't get milk. So I think that was the
Right.
only thing. So for the longest time, I didn't even speak about it to anyone. So I didn't even speak about it to a lot of people. I think, and once I started talking about it, and it was great that I could spread so much awareness about this. Yeah. I want lollipop. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead, ask.
Yeah. So yeah, because I think right now we have a lot of stigmas in our society. First, to give milk and also to accept milk, because not many mothers are okay to give donated milk to their child.
Well, if it's coming from a source, you trust, I think mothers would do anything to give their
Yeah.
child what the child needs at that point of time. But yeah, even I would be wary if it was just coming from somewhere, but if it's coming
Yeah.
from a reputed hospital, from a reputed doctor,
Yeah.
where I know all the necessary tests and everything are being done, I would definitely encourage the mothers to be okay about it, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, we are trying to create as much awareness about this because it is liquid gold, and yes, disclaimer is that it is only and only meant for babies. It is
Yeah.
not any commercial product which can be
It's
used
not,
by.
and it's for
Yeah.
infants, not even like
Yeah.
babies, it's for infants,
Infant.
literally.
Yes.
Yeah. So it gives you immense joy, honestly, that even if you feel that you've helped one baby who was in need at that point of time, and your body could produce something that actually helped that little soul. So, yeah, it's an amazing feeling, absolutely.
Yeah. So how frequently were you like donating the milk? Like, was it every day, every week, or, how often were you doing it?
Well, whenever I used to like connect, just sorry, I'm just going to call my amma, yeah? One
No
second, sorry.
problem.
One
Sure.
second. Seema Didi, Seema Didi, Amma. Okay, I have no idea where she's gone, left her with me. Maybe there was something. Okay, never mind. She's just playing. Okay, so I used to basically do it whenever I used to collect like a decent amount. So it was generally, I used to donate about 50, 60 ounces at a go. So maybe after 15 days, I used to like finally do it. Excellent. Anuj, can you just hold her? Okay, my husband thankfully is here and taking her now. Yeah. Okay, so sorry about that. Hanji.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Live session. I'm in a live session. Huh. Okay. Yes, thankfully he's taken her. So sorry, so sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Not at all. Absolutely okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so you were saying that you would when you would collect a decent amount is when you'll
Yeah.
call them,
Yeah.
and so you did have a strict pumping routine, like so that you pump at a frequent, like at the same time and consistently over a period, so that your milk supply doesn't drop.
Yeah, I did that. I was very, very vigilant. Like even in the middle of the night at about 2:30, I has to wake up and pump. So
Yeah.
yeah, do that really because there was a friend of mine who just said that pump when your breasts are full, and I used to
Mhm.
realize body is different. So my
Yeah.
breast used to get full in the night, and that's when
Mhm.
you actually get most milk. So I used
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't want to waste it till morning, so let me just pump once in the night. So morning I get even more milk. So it
Right.
used to happen. So 2 o'clock I used to pump, and then at about 7:38 I used to pump again, and both times the milk supply was amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, just to add to that, like our milk supply has a circadian cycle, and it boosts sometimes between 2 to 6 where your prolactins are higher, and that's when you would feel that engorgement or the heaviness. And again, it's you get a very good quantity first thing in the morning. So for
Yeah.
any mother who wants to pump, it is always advised to do at least in these two timings. And it's so great that because this is something which you kept doing, and you were able to give extra milk for I don't know how
Yeah.
many babies for 3 odd months, so that is
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing feeling to even think that. And yeah, and I remember the moment I decided that I don't want to breastfeed anymore. Again, I spoke to my husband about it, and my husband, touchwood, is amazing. He doesn't say no to pretty much anything I want to do. He's just, you see, you know best. Of course, I'm here to support you. He'll give me his point of view for sure, but
yeah,
he'll never dictate terms. So I remember when I went and told him that I think I'm done. Ho gaya mera. I don't want to feed anymore. He was like, take it. This is your choice, your body, your choice. You decide. And I think the only time it made me hesitate a bit was that I need to stop donating now because, well, if I'm going to stop feeding, I don't want to go on pumping. I don't want to do anything because I think
yeah,
after just start getting overwhelmed and you want to get back to your life. And I think 5.5 months, I think I reached my uh, tipping
The
point.
threshold. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. And as much as I enjoyed it, feeding my daughter and donating, um, I think that comes a time in a mother's life when
Yeah.
you decide, "Eh, ठीक है, हो गया." Yeah,
Yes, yes, definitely. And I think that's what I tell all my mothers, that the decision has to come from you. If you
yeah,
are doing it because of some social pressure or peer pressure, or, like because my neighbor is doing it, then you will always feel guilty because it didn't come from within. Uh,
exactly.
so breastfeeding is a choice which every mother makes, and it's a very beautiful relation between you and your child. So it
Absolutely.
has to come from within. It has to be an instinctive thing. It can't start and end by someone else. So
Right, right.
some mothers are okay to feed up to 2.5, 3 years, no judgment to them, and some are okay to feed only for the first 3 months. So I just feel that
Yeah,
there should not be any judgment on that, and it's a
I,
free will for sure.
it's to each their own, frankly.
Yeah,
A lot of mothers I know, like I started giving top feed at 41 days. Honestly, I didn't need to, but I was like, no, I need to start. I need to do this for me. I need that time off, whatever. So I think as you said, and as I always believe in that, a happy mother is a happy child.
yeah,
You're going to tire yourself out. You're going to irritate yourself. Your child's going to be tired and irritated for sure.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
and I used to think that this is directly going from me to the child. If I'm going to have like irritated feelings inside me, it's definitely going to my child 100%. So again, just I used to watch a lot of Modern Family, by the way. That really kept me going. Yeah, that's something I tell everyone, that used to be my pumping cycle of this 21, 22 minutes.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
okay, one episode of Modern Family, and it used to be such a happy show to watch. So
yeah,
just happy thoughts, laughing, pumping at the same time worked.
yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what I tell my
Yeah,
mothers too, that you have to be distracted, because when
yeah,
mothers pump, they're staring at the bottle and they're like, oh my god, 1 drop, 1 ounce, 2 ounce. So
exactly.
they're
Yeah,
getting all stressed, and that
yeah,
is dipping the supply further. So I said that has to be the fun time where you just, like as you said, watch some show or talk to your mother, or
yeah.
just stay distracted, put an alarm, and then once it's gone, then just stop pumping. Don't stop staring at that bottle. That
It
really
works
really
like
dips your supply.
it works like magic. Watch Friends, watch whatever your good film.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Like a happy feel go lucky movie. Like I used to watch, like there are these Hindi movies I used to end up watching sometimes, and that cracks me up every time I watch it. So
yeah, yeah.
just watch that 20 minutes of that movie which I used to love. So yeah, light mind, and it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think that's the key, that you have to carve some self time, like some time for your own self in the ways, any way you can. And like
Yeah,
small pockets also really take you a long way, like you said, 21 minutes of a show.
yeah,
And I think that is one of the reasons why you could pump and you could produce so much of milk, because everything came from the mind. I always say it's more of a psychological process. So because you were at ease, you could, you had control over your nerves, you were
yeah,
calm, it
yeah.
did reflect in your produce. So I think
Absolutely.
coming from a mother, the other mothers would believe me more now, because I would keep telling them that please trust me, it's more of your psychology and how you're thinking and how you're
Yeah.
feeling than what you're eating. And so
Can I say God made our bodies to feed our kids? Honestly, God has planned it. He's given each and every woman the ability to make milk.
yeah,
Just trust, and you will. Really. I mean, I doubted myself as well. I'm not going to deny it. It's very a natural instinct because you want the best for your child. चाहिए कि बच्चा अच्छी तरह कर ले और अच्छी तरह सो जाए उसके बाद. That's what you keep thinking, that I just want my child to sleep for this 2-3 hours.
yeah.
Uh, so I get the self doubt. It's very natural, but just trust that fact that God made you to feed your child, and you will get milk. If not today, just try. You'll get it tomorrow.
Yes, yes. I think, yes, as you really beautifully put it, that consistency is the key, and having faith in the whole process, because
Yeah,
you will have some difficult days you would want to give up. It's absolutely okay, no judgments. But if you don't give up, you will get results sooner or later. So that's so important. And I think that is not just with breastfeeding, it's with parenting as well. Like it's your first step which you take in motherhood. So
yeah,
it is testing waters for you, right? And that's how, and now I think Dia is almost 3 years old, or
3+. Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. So I think the journey is quite the same. Like whatever lessons you learn in the first couple of months still holds for you, right? And
Yeah.
you still it still applies even now that she's
Well,
grown up.
it does. If I'm irritated, I will be irritated at her, and that irritates her even more. So definitely
Yeah.
going to be happy. So yes, it works.
Yes, so she's definitely a reflection of your energy, like from the start till now.
I family's energy. I would take it like that. Like I stay in a joint family, touchwood.
Hmm.
So I think the kids, we have three kids in the house, Dia being one, and then I have a niece and a nephew as well in the house. So I think all three kids take the energies of all of us combined, six adults in the house. So touchwood, if you make them feel secure, they will grow up to be, because I grew up in a joint family as well, and my childhood was beautiful. I grew up with cousins, my sister, everybody. So yeah, of course you have your up and downs in the family, who doesn't? But other than that, I think what your family does for you in terms of the security and everything, and of course raising the kids, like right now
Yeah,
Amma is there, or my sister-in-law must be looking at Dia, I'm sure, or
yeah,
my husband just like taken her there, the kids' room, and just be there. So I think, yeah, the family really definitely plays. Parents,
yeah.
of course, but then the family you grow up in, I think, plays a very, very important part as well.
Yes, yes. I can't agree any less because I too have a joint family, and I think
Uh,
it's rightly said it takes an entire village to bring up one child.
oh,
So
yes. Oh, yes, to that. Yes, definitely. Yeah,
so it's definitely not a one man show, and one should not hesitate to ask for help. Like I think you
absolutely.
from your mother-in-law, from your sister-in-law, from anybody, because
So many.
that's how, yeah, from
Yeah,
your
yeah.
health, because that's when you will because once you are at ease is when your child will be at ease.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so coming from one mother, I feel it will resonate more to other mothers, that what has been the key for you for through your journey, and what has helped you the most, because without a family support it's impossible to
Yeah,
first breastfeed and then second donate. So both
absolutely.
requires a lot of support, and as you said, your husband played a very important role to, because
Yes.
you just need that little nudge, that okay, what you're doing is fine, and then you are okay to go ahead.
You don't think that you need approval, but you just need that slight
Yeah,
nod.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
okay. I didn't seek it. It wasn't approval. I was looking out for him. It was probably just support. That
Yes,
if I'm
yes.
doing
Yeah,
this, is it okay? And honestly, at that time, I didn't even think it was such a big deal, because I didn't know anyone doing it. It was the first time I was doing it. I was like, "Chalo, dekhte hain kaise ho raha hai." But after that, when I got to hear stories that it helped so many kids, it was a great feeling. Yeah,
that's really really good to know.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think, yeah. So I think it's breast donation is something which is very easy. I think every city has a milk bank. The
Hmm.
only way is to get to them, and then they will help you with the process. So just putting it in the nutshell, you will have to go through some tests and all,
Yeah.
just to make sure that you are a healthy mother and a healthy donor. Once you donate your milk, also the milk goes through its a set of testings, and it is, and they also categorize as to who all can use that milk depending on the age of your baby, the donor's
Right.
baby,
Right.
and accordingly they give the milk. It cannot be given without the prescription of the doctor. So this is for all the mothers to go and ask the doctors, if you have a small, like a premature infant, that if you have that facility in your city, then you must avail it, because yes, it's liquid gold and there is absolutely no substitute for breast milk. So anything which, like, you want to share your experience, any encounter which you had, could you speak to anybody who who took the privilege of your milk, or like anything during your journey?
Keep it pretty much very confidential. They don't share too much about the mothers and things like that. I knew it was going to a few hospitals, government
Yeah,
hospitals as well. That's something, the information the doctors used to indulge me with a bit. But other than that, it was quite confidential. So yeah, I didn't quite know who exactly it's going to.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's again shows that how the process is quite stringent and very easy. So I think,
In really, rightly so. I think they have the system in place for a reason, and I think it works.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, them getting to know me, me getting to know them. I don't know, it doesn't solve anything really. It's just that, and that's about it. I think that's what the main agenda for everyone was really at that point of time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So I think it's every mother who has excess milk, because in the beginning I have a lot of mothers coming with oversupply, but donation doesn't even occur to them. We are trying to regulate the supply as per the need of the child, because it's something which it is a decision of the mother. But yes, the more awareness we create for this, so it gives you a confidence to first feed your own child, and then only you can take that step ahead to help.
Yeah,
It's the second step. So it shows your confidence as a mother first, that
yeah,
because only once your cup is full is when you can offer it to the others.
yeah, yeah.
So
So, but again, I get it that you did speak about mothers who have premature babies. Please go and ask for it.
yeah,
But
yes,
mothers, even if you're saving that 1 ounce, donate it. Really,
yeah,
I highly and truly encourage everyone. To that baby, every drop would matter. So
yeah,
just go and donate. Everybody used to tell me that, okay, it was a choice for you to do this. I said, no, it was my privilege to do this. I
yeah,
was privileged enough to get the milk I did, and I could donate it. And I felt very proud of the fact that I have this thing to tell my daughter tomorrow that, yes, I did this because you came into my life. And tomorrow I would encourage her as well to do the same.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the process of giving started from the very
From
day
her.
one. She came. Yeah, yeah.
That, yes,
That's a
everything came
beautiful
from her.
story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, that's amazing, because it's just so beautiful, because these are these small gestures which connect any two mothers. Like I barely knew you, but we got connected because of
Because of the,
something like this,
yeah,
and it already feels so warm and good that people are doing it. I didn't think as a mother then, but yes, of course, I'm inspired to do it whenever I have a second child. And we already have a question a mother is asking, that I have a premature baby, just a month old. When can I donate breast milk? So I think the answer to that would be that first you need to take care of your own child, it being a premature baby. Once the need of your child is taken care of, is when you can think about donating. There is no minimum or maximum age. You can start from day one. You can start as she started after 2.5 months. The idea is to be able to first take care of your own child, and then you can donate, because the rest is taken care by the milk bank. They segregate the milk as per the age of the baby. And if as a premature baby's mother you have enough, then your milk is even more precious, because the a premature milk is really really high on antibodies and fat. So
right.
this is especially more important for sick children, because it's very light on their stomach to digest. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
if you can, and if you have the facility, then you definitely can go ahead. Take a go ahead from your doctor. As Disha said, get in touch with the right milk bank, and then you can know the process and go ahead.
Get all the information. First step
Yes.
is get all the information what you might need. Ask as many questions as you can. Get
Yeah.
comfortable with the entire process, and then of course go ahead with it. And other than that, if you have any questions, please do reach out to me through Arushi, or you can just message me. I'll be more than happy to help. But again, get all the information you can possibly need. The more questions you ask, the more aware you're going to be, and the more comfortable you're going to get with the whole process. That's where the entire thing lies. Not once did I ever feel that, what am I doing? What is this milk bank doing? I was, it was very comfortable for me because I asked all the questions, whatever I needed to be
Correct.
asked. Yeah.
Yes, you were quite prepared as to what you're getting into, and so you didn't have
Pretty much.
any kind of doubts in your
Yeah, pretty
mind.
much. So honestly just comes down to trust as well. That, I trusted my doctor, I trusted the bank, and but that trust was built after I asked a lot of questions. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's very well said. And means I always emphasize on, like, community. Like, I think all women, they connect on the terms of motherhood. Like
Right.
you probably don't know each other, but you're a mother, and that's how you just immediately connect, because there are so many common things that you are facing, and you are all probably in the similar boat. So it's such a beautiful feeling of community, and when we all come together as mothers, and when we do something like this for some other children whom we don't even know,
Yeah.
it's just it just brings us, all of us, more closer, and that's the whole idea, and that's the whole reason of me doing this live with you, is to send across this message that it's a very sensitive process. As you become a mother, you go through a lot many emotions,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even if you can help hold one hand in the process, it will just make you feel so much better. It could be in any way, like you did it by donating milk. It could be just just calming someone, or just giving two words of wisdom when they are really like drowning. That time it really
And
helps. So
for me, it was like, oh my God, answering, oh my gods. He was like, oh my
yeah,
God, oh my God, you did that. It was just answering that. And they were like, oh, humse to nahi hota. We barely
yeah,
get that child. And how do you do this? Which is a very, very normal reaction, honestly, because a
yeah,
lot of struggle. And I would too, touch wood, I was blessed. So I didn't have to as much. But uh, it's fine. Less, more, nobody's judging you there. Top feed is there. We are blessed to be in an age where there is powdered milk, who of course is not like your breast milk, but it comes damn close to. So I used to feel blessed every day for top feed. My God, it's there. Okay, my child's getting food even if I'm not around. So
yeah,
feel blessed about that. And yeah, just I think take one day at a time. I think jitna pressure we put in our mind, the सीधा
yeah.
वो body पे आता है, and especially on your
Definitely.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That's so beautifully put. And yeah, it was so great to have you, Disha. The last 40 minutes was so like positive, and and ever since I've gotten in touch with you, that whole vibe around you is so loving and positive, that it was just simply a pleasure to speak to you and connect
Thank
with you.
you so much
So
for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank
is
you.
so thank you so much, and we'll keep spreading this word. And you have already inspired so many women by taking this first step towards donation of milk. And as you rightly said, it's liquid gold. So to all the mothers who can, please go ahead and donate your milk. You don't know how many lives it's going to save, and it's going to make so many small children much healthier in a much shorter time than
Absolutely.
any other medicine can do. So,
Absolutely.
so please go ahead and do that. If you need any information, get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with. I'll help you get in touch with Disha, who can help you further with her own experience. But again, milk banks and your doctor would be the best source of all information you
All
need.
the information. Yes, because every city would have their own rules and regulations and
Correct.
laws about the same things. So yes, definitely.
Yes. So thank you so much, Disha. It was great to have you. Please have a great weekend ahead,
And
and please keep inspiring a lot many mothers from your
hope hope so.
personal experience.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye.
you.